Hi guys, so I first want to apologise that I've not done the video with regards to why my other videos may not make sense. I will talk about that in a second. I've not been well. I've had a really bad IBS flare. My chest mass is causing me a lot of problems and it's caused my heart to cause a few issues as well. So I've not been very well, but I do apologise. So the reason why some of my videos may not make sense is I had somebody commenting on a few of my videos. Them comments are no longer available. The reason that they're no longer available is because I had to block the person that was messaging. Reason being is they got quite threatening. Long story short is they knew me personally. They were trying to use my YouTube as a way of getting back at me, trying to pull me out to be a liar when I'm not. They also asked me, they were bringing my kids up into things, and new information about my children that they should not have known if they didn't know me and they were just impartial, which is how I found out who they were. On top of that, they asked me to look up a story to do with somebody who actually had Munchausen's and was murdered, and told me to look up this story before the same thing happened to me. That to me is threatening, so I blocked them and got rid of them. So if you want any information with regards to me or my family's health or anything like that, you can follow my Instagram or you can ask questions below. But I will not stand for threatening things at all. But today's video, I wanted to do just a quick overview of things that I use around my bedroom and in general to monitor my health. So it's about 9, I guess, in the morning. Right now, people are still in bed apart from Thomas. Thomas is up, but everyone else is still in bed. But I wanted to just show you a few things that I use. So I have them on my bed because I always have them on my bed. I've just got them ready. So let's get started. So this comes in 2 pieces. This actually helps to get shoes and socks off me. It also helps get my shoes on when I'm putting my ankle splints on, because my ankle splints can be quite wide. I'll show you my splints in another video. But this helps get my socks off every evening. It comes on a very long handle. So basically it can go between your legs, and basically you can balance these bits just on top of your knees, so that you can use the other piece that goes with it, which is this piece here. So this is what I use to get my socks on. So basically what we do with this is we put my socks around here, and it basically stretches the ankle part of your sock around here as much as you can. It'll then leave a gap for you to put your foot in. You then put your foot in and then slide your foot all the way down, and it puts your sock on your feet. This is basically connects on so that you can carry it around, and also so that you can put it on the floor with ease without having to bend down and put it on the floor. So I use that every day, when mostly when I'm going out, because in the house I tend to be barefoot, unless I'm really cold, and then I'll use that. I also have a extendable shoe horn. Again, this is usually kept downstairs, but it's been brought upstairs for now because I've not been going out. I usually just wear my slippers, which are slip-on, if I'm going into the garden. So, like I said, this is extendable. You can probably see I'm trying to extend it a little bit. Can't keep doing it, but as you can see, it extends, and then I can obviously shorten it back down. That's extendable, helps get your shoes on. I also have an extendable back scratcher because, you know, I sometimes get an itchy back. This also extends, but it needs oiling. It's a little bit stiff right now. But yeah, I can basically stretch that as well. As you can see, it's got rims on it, so it extends. And I also have a grabber. This grabber is used every single day to get my clothes off the side, which I'll show you in a minute, or off the box with the blanket on. That's normally got clothes on it, but obviously at the minute, because I'm not been well, I've been in pyjamas, so there's no clothes on there right now. So the last couple of days this hasn't been used other than to get my dressing gown, which is there, and I usually just use it to get my dressing gown, but most of the time I can just stand up and get that. But if I drop my remote for my bed, which is here, I have a remote for my bed. I've set my bed up right now, but I usually sleep elevated, and basically this helps me sit up of a morning in order to get out of bed, hence the reason I'm sat up right now, because of the fact that I have a lot of pain when I first wake up. So I use this, and the grabber is usually laid next to me on the bed here, like it was a minute ago. It's usually on the bed, so that I can pick up the grabber and pick up the remote if it's fell on the floor, so that I don't have to stretch for it. So there's a couple of things that I use. The other things that I use in my room, as you can see, this is where my clothes are usually, or on here is usually where they are. But this is my hot water bottle. I bought that because it was so cute. And then on here, can't see. On here, this is my Sharps box. This is the box that had my Cardia in it, but my Cardia is always attached to my phone, because I always need it. These are blood glucose monitoring strips, blood lancets that go in here because they're sharp, my blood sugar machine, my peak flow, my blood pressure machine, another heat pad. I also have some saline solution which goes in my nebulizer, which is in this box. I also have my KT tape, 2 of them, which I help fix down with Hyperfix or normal plaster strips. And then I have my oximeter as well. On top of that, I also have a big box of 100 syringes, 10 ml ones. I bought them when I was on my Oromorph, and I was finding it hard to find syringes because the syringes kept on going missing, or the numbers would rub off, because I was taking medicine a lot and it was getting washed all the time. So I bought a box of 100 syringes, mainly because with 3 children as well, and they have Calpol, you know, we're always losing syringes. So I bought a box of 100, and they're all sterile because they're all wrapped up. So that's good. And then we also have, on top of here, we have some plasters that I used. This is just the box that had my blood sugar machine in it. This has got the rest of my sharps in, my sharp boxes in, which we use mostly for Thomas's EpiPens, but I do check my blood sugars every now and again, which I'll explain why in a minute. I have my pollen mask. I also have some more splints, and obviously my inhalers and some different medications, and lots of scissors. I also have some extra filters for my pollen mask. So there's some of the things that I use around my room. This bag here is my hospital bag. That's always packed because I never know when I'm going to end up needing it. And in all fairness, because my brother looks after me, if they admitted me, he wouldn't know what I would want at the hospital, and it's hard to remember when you're going through a rough time what it is that you want. So I always have a backpack spare, with just the basics in, really. So like I have a towel and some change of clothes, and you know, some soaps and stuff like that, just basic stuff for an overnight stay. Obviously if I need to stay longer, I have time to think of what I want bringing in, but most of the time it's usually just a one night, and I have a bag packed ready for that. But yeah, blood sugar machine. I use my blood sugar machine because I can't always eat. The reason for that is I suffer quite badly with dysphagia, so swallowing's quite difficult. Even my tablets get stuck. I also have slow dysmotility and delayed gastric emptying of my bowel and of my stomach. So I have mild gastroparesis in my stomach. I also have my GERD and I also have my LPR. So having all of them mixed with my IBS as well, it makes me very nauseous, and I get gastritis and stuff like that very often, and I feel nauseous most of the time. So because I fill up very quickly and I don't eat a lot, I have to check my blood sugars. The reason for that was an option that I decided to do. The reason for that was because I found out we had diabetes running in our family, and I'm highly susceptible to getting diabetes because it runs on both sides of my family. I believe, I know it definitely runs on my dad's side of the family, and my dad's side of the family have died from diabetes. So I decided to get a blood sugar machine just to monitor my blood sugars on the days that I don't eat, so that if it does drop too low, I know to eat something. Because it might be what's causing me to get dizzy or get a headache or whatever. And obviously, knowing your blood sugar is really good. So that's why I use my blood sugar machine. So yeah, they're the things that I use upstairs most of the time. I do have some splints and stuff downstairs that I use. I also have a spare grabber downstairs and things downstairs that I use. I'll show you that another time. But I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope I've explained why some of my videos don't make sense. Please comment below any questions or DM me on Instagram and I'll answer them on a Q&A on here. If you've liked this video, please like and subscribe and press the bell button, and that will tell you when I'm back on. Apologies I've not been on sooner, but I hope you're all staying safe in this quarantine and looking after yourself, and sending best wishes and love to all of you. Enjoy your day. Bye.